Light your candles. This is a memorial tribute to Christopher Jerome Pheasant'ba, Bebon Nimki, born June 7th, 1961, went on his journey December 16th, 2019. Christ'ba dedicated his life to his family, his community of Duoganing, and his home, Ukwemkong unceded territory. He shared his life experience through being a counselor at Ngwagan Gamek Treatment Center and Cambrian College, and an educator at Wasaban High School, a singer with the Otaanabe Singers and the Chippewa Travelers, and an MC at numerous powwows and community celebrations, conferences throughout the Anishinaabe Nation in this Great Lakes area. When I found out about my Nitais, Christ'ba, going on his journey, I knew what I had to do. He appreciated his language and culture. I shared many stories and teachings along the way. I did not know he had my dad's name. Here's what I'm asking communities and organizations to do in memory of my Nitais, Christ'ba. Wherever he was an MC, please provide an empty chair and a lone microphone in the MC area. We're going to show you a video, the teaching of Duoganing Gnu Atig, and that I produced back when I first started the show in Dying, back in 2017. The Gnu Atig was presented to Christ'ba. It is about 12 minutes long and got the most views of any video I ever did, ever. Miigwech, Chris. Miigwech, Nitais. Ani. Today, I want to share a teaching with you. Okay? I want to share this teaching of this eagle staff that I have built. Last November, November 16th, 2016, I should say, I received 4 dreams, okay, all tied together. And this happened around the middle of the month of November. First dream I got was I heard voices, and I could tell that they were old people. Okay, that's all I heard. And they were talking about Duoganing, okay, how a spiritual place this is. The way the bay looks, in English it's known as South Bay, but our elders always called it Duoganing because at the mouth of the bay is real narrow. It's really narrow, and then it widens out. That's why it's called Duogad. Okay, it widens out from a real narrow opening. That place they call South Bay Mouth. Our people call it Zagadawang, where things leave. What happens is in the wintertime the bay freezes over, then the ice in the springtime, it leaves. It goes through that narrow channel, that real Zagadawang, that ice leaves there. It still happens to this day, I was told. It happened when I was growing up in this area. Okay, so these people I could hear them talking about Duoganing. That's the first part of my dream. The next part, Okay? I heard the voices again. Now I could understand who they were. I've heard them before. These were the old people of Duoganing. These are the ones that gave me all kinds of teachings when I was a little boy. They taught me about the creation story. They taught me about how the loon and the crane live together in one area. And you know what? Right where the bay starts in Duoganing, okay, there's the cranes still come and nest there. And the loons go nest on the other side of the point. Okay? It goes back to all our creation story. That's why these elders were sharing this with me. Mnido ka wan manda Duoganing yikidok. Mnido ka wan. So now I begin to the dream started to make sense to me. The third dream came. And it was a child that I heard, a little child, just very little. Okay? And the child's talking, both in English and Anishinaabe. Then, the fourth dream, I heard that child again. And then now the child became a man. Okay? And this man is now, he MCs most of the powwows all over the place, actually. He uses his language, okay, what he knows to share with people. So, I put all this together in memory of those elders, those old people. And each feather represents each one of my teachers, okay? And I'll say them by name to you in just a few minutes. But after I received those dreams, I called my Nitas, my cousin, Chris Pheasant, the MC, and I shared with him the story, my experience. We both started crying because it's so emotional. And he told me, when he was talking to me, he said, Kenny, he said, that's where our traditional powwow is going to be this in June, in Duoganing. I said, okay. Well, I didn't arrange that. That just happened. Okay? Everything has a purpose. Everything, if it's for real, it will work out. Okay? So, but I'm presenting this at the South Bay Powwow, Duoganing, on the weekend of Father's Day. Okay? By the time you see this post, it would have already happened. Okay? So, I want to explain the eagle staff itself. Let me show you the back of it first. Okay? These are beaded eagle feathers that one of my students did for me. Okay? I have horsehair attached to the antlers, up the deer antlers. The reason I put that there, the horsehair, is when I was growing up, just about every other house had horses, and that's how we got around. Okay? And so that's why I attached the horsehair on there. Okay? Now, I'm going to mention my teachers' names. Okay? And I'll explain a little bit about them. Okay? First one. Pheasant'ba. He spent a lot of time with me. I was over there just about every day. Okay? And he shared what he knew with me. All kinds of teachings. How to walk in a good path. Okay? Next one. Pheasant'ba. He taught me a lot of things about family values. How to be a good parent. how to be a good son, okay? How to walk good as a man, as an Anishinaabe man. Pheasant'ba, a little old man, almost totally blind, but man, this guy could make anything, boats. He built houses. He didn't have any instruments. He didn't have a measuring tape. Okay, this is how he did it. He measured things like this, or from elbow, like this. Okay, remarkable man. These people I'm talking about never spoke one word of English. Okay, they never spoke one word of English, and they probably didn't even have any identification, like a driver's license, social security number, anything like that. Okay, they were unknown by the government. Okay. Now we got we got Shanzi Moba, Gabaniem Shikamba, we got Pheasant'ba, okay, and now we have Mock Lovely. They called him, okay. He had a humble little home, wood, no floor, just dirt floor, okay. All his sacred objects were all over the place in the house, okay. He never spoke one word of English. He didn't know how, okay. He taught me about spirituality, this man, how to use language, how to pray, everything like that. Now, Ben Lovely, a blind man. He didn't. I don't think he ever used a cane to get around. He lived up in a bush. There was no road there, just a path. But he knew how to get to his house, even though he was blind. He taught me a lot of different things. Okay. Another man, Neos Jackson'ba. Okay, he taught me about good values. Okay, all these men, they really taught me some really good things, all in the language. And this one, the woman, her name Josephine Roy Ba. Okay, now she's the one that what do you call in English now, midwife. She delivered the babies. Okay, she probably delivered half the babies in Duoganing. Okay, and I seen her. She came to our house one time, and she was doing some teachings with my sisters. They were, getting to become a teenager. So she was there teaching them all kinds of different things and talking to them, counseling with them, and they told me to leave. They said, "These teachings aren't for you." So I said, "Okay." So I left. And so what I'm doing on Father's Day weekend is I'm taking this staff to that powwow, and I'm going to give it to my community because excuse me, because I love them and I miss them. I live and work hundreds of miles away, 800 miles away. And years ago, I only went up there maybe every 2 years, Christmas time maybe. But now I go at least 3 times a year, and I spend a lot of time there, and I'm getting involved with the community again, okay, and with language. And this is one of the things that I want to do for my community, okay. Those people that I mentioned, I don't know if some of you recognize the names, but I'm 62 years old now, and back when they gave me these teachings, I was only about 8 years old, 8 to 10 years old maybe, 11. And they gave me a lot. And this is my way of giving back to my community of my love for them. Wingezik sana. Jimmy Watch Kabsin do yak nungo. O minim.